hundreds of elite professionals, all chasing one vision, an official gateway to world rankings in the world's biggest tours.
Commit the hour, commit the man.
His first title and
Over 30 crore rupees in annual prize money up for grabs. But beyond the money lies something far greater: ultimate national glory. The Order of Merit isn't given. It is earned in sweat, pressure, and precision. To stand at the top is to write your name in Indian sporting history. This is a ABP Creations Projects, and you are watching the DP World PGTI Tour, where legends are forged.
The 2026 DP World PGTI season swings back into second half action, and we are restarting the engine in absolute paradise. We're live from the city of Srinagar for the 5th edition of the J&K Open 2026. Nestled beneath the towering Zabarwan Hills on the shores of Dal Lake, this Robert Trent Jones II masterpiece, also known as Royal Springs Golf Course, sets up the ultimate stage for the showdown, and the stakes have never been higher. With the prize purse doubled to a record 1 crore rupees, and the golf-passionate CM of Jammu and Kashmir himself keeping a keen eye on proceedings, India's top professional golfers are ready to battle it out on these greens, alongside an international lineup spanning 8 foreign nations. DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader Saptak Talwar is looking to hold off the pack. Defending champion Shaurya Bhattacharya returns to guard his title, and powerhouse contenders like Om Prakash Chauhan, Manu Gandas, and Angad Chima aim to make a statement. Drool over the mountains and the hospitality as the second half of the DP World PGTI season starts with the unflinching support of J&K Tourism to make Srinagar India's next big golfing destination.
ये हसी वादियाँ, ये खुला आसमां, आ गए हम कहाँ, ए मेरी जाने जा. We all know this iconic song, shot in the most beautiful way in the serene valleys of Kashmir. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the beautiful land to start the second half of the season, the back nine of the DP World PGTI's 2026 season. This is day 3, and we are here at the Royal Springs Golf Course. With me is Nikhil Kalan, who knows the finer details of golf and is our in-house golf expert. Nikhil, isn't this the most beautiful setting to start the second half of the season?
Absolutely. You see the Zabarwan Hills here right in the backdrop behind this golf course, the Royal Springs Golf Course. We are coming here after a long time, and we couldn't have asked for a better, more serene venue to start things in the second half of the season. Just look at the weather. We can play here 12 months in a year. Outstanding, and the players are enjoying it. They were looking forward to coming back here.
Nikhil, could you take us through the last 2 days? What's been happening? Clue us in.
Okay, so Khalin Joshi has run away with a 7-shot lead. At the moment, he's way ahead of the rest of the field. He started off well with a 8 under and then built further on it, and he had a 7-shot lead at the end of day 2. Totally dominating performance. He's had a good season so far. He's won earlier in the year, and he's looked the part. He's looking confident and very relaxed on the golf course. Chasing him are 2 experienced players, Angad Chima and Rashid Khan, multiple winners on the DP World PGTI. So he has a big lead, but you can't write off the contenders right behind him.
Right. So before we talk about the leader in detail, let's take a look at our focus groups here. We've taken the help of AI, to show us a little bit of fun that these guys are having here at Dal Lake. Let's start with Group 7. We've got Mohammad Azhar, 4 under. Abhinav Lohan, 4 under. Joshua Seal, 5 under. Group 8 here features Stepan Danek, 5 under, Ajitesh Sandhu, 5 under, and Gaurav Pratap Singh, 5 under. And now it's our main leader group, Group 9, featuring our leader, Kapil Joshi, 13 under. Angad Chima, 6 under. And Rashid Khan, 6 under. Well, Nikhil, looking at this, Kapil Joshi seems to be really enjoying his boat ride, but he's also cruising through. He managed to secure his 5-year itch finally. He's secured his first PGTI title. It's taken him 5 years at Vizag. He's here a clear leader. What is going on?
I think he's playing on a different golf course. The others were finding it hard to catch up with him. But we've got some news coming in today that Angad Chima is now on a little bit of a run. He's 4 under through 6 holes. So he's closed the gap to 4 shots as of now. And Rashid Khan is another 2 shots back. So still the outright favourite, Kapil, to win his second title this season. But he's got some competition coming.
Right, he seems to be withering all sorts of weather. This is the perfect time to take you guys and show you a little bit about the weather here. We also have our AI friend, Manu Gandas, who's going to talk to us about the weather.
Yes, the wind over here will be a factor, as it always is. We are here in the valley, in the Kashmir Valley, and the weather is quite balmy, I should say. Very comfortable compared to the rest of the country. When you're playing here, it's cool and windy through the day, even though the sun is very strong. But the course, just walking here takes a toll on the players, considering the ascent and the descent, walking through these 18 holes. But they've played on similar courses around the country, so for the experienced ones, shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Nikhil, not a worry there, because we have Manu once again talking us through about the wind conditions.
So the wind is 4 kilometers northeast, and shouldn't be much of a problem for our very experienced players. They are used to these kind of conditions.
Nikhil, what do you have to say about the chasing pack?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
What do you have to say about the chasing pack here?
The chasing pack, as I told you, Angad Chima and Rashid Khan, 2 very experienced players. They've started off well today. So Kapil could have some competition coming, right behind him. But seeing the kind of form he's been in, he's been chipping well, putting well. He's been hitting the ball close, especially in round 2. His overall game is coming together. He's had 2 chip-ins, and he seems very relaxed even when he was giving his interview.
Well, Nikhil, let's talk a little bit about Saptak Talwar. I mean, the DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader this year didn't have a really great start to the week. Do you think that he is still in contention?
Absolutely. Saptak Talwar is very much in contention. He's had a slow start, but he's been quite consistent through the season. That's the reason he's the DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader, and he looks very relaxed. I'm sure he's going to make a move sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and okay, a word about this. The J&K Open is happening here after so long. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. The course, the location. Do you see a lot more tournaments happening here in the future?
Of course, this is one of the most beautiful venues here in India. If you go up to the 5th hole, you get a view of the Dal Lake. If you have to describe Indian golf in a picture, it would probably be that shot from there. So this is very popular among the players, and our endeavor at the DP World PGTI is to take professional golf, take the DP World PGTI to various corners of the country, so as to promote the sport more and inspire young golfers, youngsters to take up the sport. To expand our talent pool as well. So this is foremost on the mind of our president, Mr. Kapil Dev, to take it across the country, increase the talent pool in the country, and of course also our CEO, Mr. Amandeep Joel. And a big thank you to J&K Tourism for supporting our endeavor, the J&K government, and the Honorable Chief Minister of J&K, Shri Omar Abdullah.
In fact, Nikhil, that is exactly what I was going to come to. DP World PGTI has taken golf to different cities and different courses. This is fantastic for our young golfers.
Absolutely. This is what helps, spread the game. And when youngsters come out to watch the game, they are inspired. They see the top professionals of the country in action on the golf course. And that is the kind of fillip, injection you need for people to get attracted to the sport, take up the sport. And that, as I said, as more and more youngsters take up the sport, we have a larger talent pool, we have more competition, and we have a better standard of golf, and thus the players making the move to the international level are that much better in quality.
Totally agree with you, Nikhil. We have got obviously so much to talk about, but let's focus on the action of today. Over to you guys in the comm box for the rest of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the J&K Open 2026.
Thank you.
I'm your host, Shorts, alongside Rahul Bajaj and Ashwin Krishnan, bringing to you second half on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India in a beautiful Royal Springs Golf Club. And the J&K Open in its fifth showing as Kapil Dev leading the pack. And I'd like to thank the flamboyant Mr. Nikhil Kalan and the effervescent Volusha for that opening show, which was really informative, and a shout out to the team for the AI graphics. I think that was really interesting. Now we saw a few shikaras there for the non-verse. That's a boat that they use for boating, and I saw all the groups. So are you telling me they were actually there prior to the day off?
Oh, absolutely, they were. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this penultimate rounds coverage. As we take a look on the screens, is Shaurya Bhattacharya coming up from the right side of the screen, trying to make an up and down over here. And as the moving day goes, there has been quite a bit of movement here on this leaderboard. After 2 days, Kapil Joshi led the way at 13 under par with scores of 63 and 66, which are 8 under and 5 under par respectively. And today on this penultimate day, under Chima, really bringing on some heat. 4 birdies on the first 6 holes to be at 10 under par, just 4 shots shy of Kapil Joshi, who enjoyed a sizable lead and a great sleep on day 2. And Rahil Gangi, the old horse, up to 5 under par after the first 12 holes, 7 under par for the tournament, really jumping up on that leaderboard by 19 spots. And he, playing alongside Saptak Talwar, is also at 5 under par, who is currently the number 1 in PGTI all the way from merit. Of course, this tournament being presented by J&K Tourism, and of course was inaugurated by the Chief Minister himself, Mr. Omar Abdullah. We have Shaurya Bhattacharya, who's got himself into audible distance from this flag location on hole number 10, the par 5.
Thank you for that, Rahul. I think the only one place where you went wrong is doing a big overnight. So he's a war horse, and he's going to take exception to that. And they say, beware of the old man in a profession where young men die. So he's definitely there and keeping step, and in fact taking the young ones to school. Rahil Gangi at 5 under par and 7 under par total. Really getting off to a great start. Look at that. Giving that a sight for so runs. Really rolling at about 9 today. Nice and comfortable. This golf course picturesque, and all things said, it's pretty much there for the taking. And that's evidenced by Cullen's impeccable play. He's at 14 under par, proven champion. Unlike Gio, biting close on his heels.
Divyansh Viraj there applying the plum bob technique. Read the slope, and now here he is with the aim point is expressed. Really trying to bring on his best green reading habits there.
Nice to see him playing well once again. Painting a picture of consistency. Building that off his career based out of Kolkata, City of Joy. Has really improved over the last 6-7 years, and also gained a lot of length. We have Divyanshu, also called Bunty by his friends. Quite a character. Lightens up every place he goes to, and right now he has this putt down his putt, just snakes away on the left hand side. This is the back nine. Number 10, par 5. Now, this golf course was one of the shorter ones that we go to. And we get to speak about that it has its own set of challenges. Massive length definitely makes up in terms of tight layout. Show here. Barely 4 feet, maybe breaking well. There is that. Should be pretty comfortable for it. Raise it.
No trouble there for Bhattacharya, who's coming up through the front line at 1 under par on the scoreboard, total of 4 under par. That birdie putt should take him to 5 under par now on the ground. Still a long way away from the leader, Kapil Joshi.
And now, a man from the land of the rising sun, Koichiro Ishikawa-san, at 5 under par. It's gone this year on a qualifying tournament. It's good to see a lot of international participation. I'm certain that they wouldn't have seen such a splendid beauty.
Absolutely, of course. The Royal Springs Golf Course is an iconic one here, designed by Robert Trent Jones Jr. and flanked by the mountains on one side. This is an absolute sight for sore eyes, and players, of course, have been having a great time. Weather conditions have been absolutely scintillating, and there we have our look now at Maniram Sharma, comes in all the way from Karnal.
I would have thought this is the ideal golf course for Maniram. It doesn't hit it too far, but still packs a punch when it comes to the game from inside 100 yards. And especially there on the green is where he revels, does Maniram Sharma. Came very close a few years ago to winning a tournament. Gujarat just faltered right at the end. So, never know, maybe this is the week where Cinderella story. Let's have a look at where his score is at this point in time. Now 2 under par, so we'll need to have the best last 2 days if he is to try and win this tournament. Seems like a bridge too far.
We're talking about scores and going further down that leaderboard. Rajesh Kumar made a hole-in-one today on hole number 11. Only his second hole of the day. So congratulations there to Rajesh Kumar. A couple of other good things coming out of this tournament. We've seen a new name who has popped up just this tournament itself as the leader of the tournament. So a couple of young guns coming up as well who are doing well. Pritish Singh Karayat, Karthik Singh, of course, is also another good player. Aaron Rocky putting up a good show. You've got Harman Sachdeva who led the way on day one, just second place, just behind Kapil Joshi. Harman Sachdeva currently at 2 under par for the day and 6 under par for the tournament. So young lad really bringing our heat onto the Royal Springs Golf Club here in Srinagar. And let's take a look now. And Kshitij Navedkar is playing alongside Amardeep Singh Mal.
I was thinking if there's an award for the coolest name on the Professional Golf Tour of India, the DP World Professional, I think it has to go to Aaron Rocky. That's a name that means business. Kushal Singh, who has the moniker Rocky. So, a couple of Sylvester Stone, Sylvester Stone, people of his ilk here on tour. And have a look at Kshitij. Now it's called a meticulous call. 25 years of age. 5 victories already under the belt. There's a large muscles of the body. It's quite a lot of strength.
Kshitij currently at 5 under par for the tournament, 2 under for the day. In fact, last year he won the tournament at Zion Hills, and I heard this summer that Kshitij now has moved there and actually spent most of his off-season time practicing at Zion Hills outside of Bangalore in a small city called Kolar.
Manirat Sharma. This hole 215 yards. You can see the wind has picked up. Nothing in the back. Should be needing a 4-iron for Manirat. But that is turning a little too far left, I think. And yes, has he been able to avoid that? Hasn't it? Only keep it as well.
That certainly looks like he might be stuck in the middle of the drop in a hard place and have to contend with a slight amount of luck there to be able to get a shot from that hazard. Of course, marred currently by really, really thick rough bush inside of it. Amardeep Malik now getting ready to tee off. He is currently 2 under par over the day, 5 under.
Has worked a lot on his swing as Amardeep Malik. The entirety of the off season.
Reduced pause size now. Amardeep has used to have a considerably long pause. Fortunately, that one has gone way left off the green.
Out of character, that went really left on him, and
Might be out of play, buddy. Now we take a look at Divyanshu Bajaj.
really causing a lot of trouble for players. Hole number 12, but 11th, it's a rather short, benign hole. So a little bit of a hiccup for both Amardeep Malik and Mani Ram. And what would be interesting to note is where to get that drop based on the point of entry. It's a red hazard. It's going to have to be away from the pin. So
I think Mani Ram might just be at the edge fairly. It should be just about dry. I think it will depend a little bit on the bush situation that is there inside of the hazard. Should be able to get a tag out if I'm not wrong. Rough is pretty thick here at the Royal Springs, and players have been, talking about staying in the fairway, in the short stuff to be able to score over here. Kapil Joshi also mentioned so yesterday in his post-round interview. There we've got Shubham Jaglan, who's just come off an eagle on hole number 7, walking alongside his playing partners here on the 10th hole.
this is one of the holes, hole number 12, that they contend with and get through it. Rahul, have you played this golf course?
Yes, I have many years ago, I think maybe about 15 years ago, but I believe the golf course hasn't changed much, and what would you want to change anyway? A golf course so beautiful. I think it's one of the finest golf courses I have been able to play. So, of course, the setting itself is absolutely fantastic. Shubham here playing alongside Harman Sachdeva, shot 7 under on day 1, and Sanjeev Kumar from Lucknow. Lots of really good holes over here. Greens have got bent cast on them, and there's a lot of really good design holes over here, and or just travel a little bit further because of being fairly above sea level. And the interesting facet of the golf course is that everything slopes towards the Dal Lake. So even if to your naked eye it appears that the slope is in a certain manner, but the gradient of the land is all moving towards Dal Lake. So balls do tend to break more so towards that.
And what we've seen that the players have improved as the tournament has gone on. They will feel a lot better than what they did the first 2 days.
Now there's a slight amount of rust that does come in with an off season, and that do more of a competitive rust than anything else. Harman Sachdeva now putting here on the 10th hole, par 5.
You've been the breakout star this far this year.
I think he's just about getting started. I hear not many good things, and there he was just at the first tournament and the first day, shooting a low round to be around the leading position. Shubham Jaglan now, coming up from past the hole, like about 12 feet or so.
This, what's your take, Rob? Looks like it's going to break. Well, I for one am absolutely flummoxed. I can't quite tell if it's going one way or the other. So let's have a look at your call now.
He certainly played it from the right, but didn't move with a dime.
I think it was one of those that was on a little bit of a spine and doesn't go one way or the other.
Maybe the dull legs on the right side.
We have to have the last word, Rob. More to take. Have to wait and see where our two players will find themselves. Are they going to be on shore or not? And it's Chica. It took me a while to recognize him. Backed on a lot of muscle, it seems.
Well, that's not Chica, that's Sanjeev Kumar from Lucknow.
And you waited for me to make that mistake. He looks rather similar now.
Like you said, I got to be right.
My apologies, Sanjeev.
Sanjeev Kumar, actually, fine player. He's actually a multiple winner on the tour. Currently 3 under par for the tournament. We haven't quite seen him at the podium for the last season or two, but he has had multiple victories to his name already.
Shubham Jaglan coming on very well. I saw him almost a week ago when I was playing one of my friendly Nassau betting grounds. And we happened to see him on one hole and on a 14 and golden. And I believe he played that very well. Took a pass, of course, from my group.
It's interesting to see the leaderboard just now. It's flanked by the pink and the deep red color, which is just birdies and eagles thrown in all together. In fact, for the first screen, you really do not see any bogeys whatsoever. Incredible moving day here at Royal Springs at the J&K Open, presented by J&K Tourism. Long legal attempt here. Birdie attempt, my apologies, on the club, the par 3.
A little bit about the event. The J&K Open 2026 is supported by event J&K Tourism and hosted at the Royal Springs. Of course, the tournament is principally backed by global smart logistics provider DP World, serving as PGTI's umbrella partner. Alongside tour partners Axis Bank, Amul, Amritanjan, NLI, Campa, Air India. Oh, that's a beautiful chip shot right there. Ball right on cue. They take flight on Air India and get in the hole.
Absolutely, he is a part of the Maharaja club, isn't he?
Absolutely, playing like a Maharaja. We also have Kalyani, the partner, join the tour. The collective participation reflects a shared commitment to Indian professional golf and showcasing Jammu and Kashmir's growing stature as a destination for the sport. This is the second half. And the World PGTI does mean business.
Money Ram not leaving any stone unturned there for reading that 3-footer's line. And as we now look at that, let me now bring upon Ashwin Krishnan to join you here for the commentary of the penultimate round.
Krishnan, a great sportsman in his own right, spinner, batsman, all-rounder, and now also a little bit of trivia. I think J&K also won the Ranji Trophy for the first time this year. So great things happening for the state. And now the unmistakable swagger of Kshitij Navakol and the man who wants to break 170. He's been working in the last 2 months to increase the swing speed to 170. Has Lohan. Definitely looks a lot faster. We'll have to find out if the ball is actually traveling further. And it's a picture of consistency is Abhinav Lohan. There's a record in the last 5 years for the most number of cuts made. I'm certain that he's leading it. In the last 2 years, I think he's missed one cut, and that was also on some co-sanctioned events. So he's really good and very consistent. Is Abhinav Lohan. Azhar.
Thank you, Shaurya. And it looks like a dead center of the fairway there. Accuracy is paramount, the Royal Golf Course. One thing I don't know if you've noticed, Shaurya, is the number of eagles on the par 5 7th. It's the shortest par 5 on the course, and nearly 10 or 11 eagles have been carded here since the opening round, out of a total of.
That's a little bit like Alexander Noren, that pre-shot routine. Really getting down on it. See, use the ground force. A lot of players do that. Let's see if Koichiro is able to get it on target on the difficult hole number 12. He indeed is. That's a really good shot on this rather difficult par 3. Anywhere on the green is good, and especially right there is brilliant. Now Punty coming up. Divyanshu Bajaj. He likes to play a right to left draw, and given this hole, this shot shape is ideal. Just leave it on the right hand side and let it draw back. Don't really want to be flirting with that hazard. Intimidating hazard. Isn't that a beautiful shot? So all three, and it seems like it's settled in its own pitch mark.
So true. The other two are almost like two peas in a pod next to each other. Equidistant, most of them, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Safely on the putting surface is all you want on this hole. Okay, there's many forts that could actually sit here and write prose. And, it's so nice, this golf course. I think it will be hard fought to find anything that can equal this level of natural beauty. Almost mesmerizing, isn't it?
Outstanding. It's probably the prettiest golf course in this part of the world.
I would say maybe anywhere in the world. Rolling fairways, shrubbery, trees. It's a place that you fall in love with a beautiful game of golf. And somebody who's definitely fallen in love with this track is Kapil Dev, the man from Bengaluru. At 15 under par with great guns. And work hard to separate himself from the chasing pack. None other than the prodigious man from Chandigarh, Angad Chima. And from Punjab, Rashid Khan. He's been waiting a long time for that victory. Only been knocked on the door in the last few years. Rashid Khan. And Shubham Jaglan, phenom, young man who went overseas to America, played golf, collegiate golf. And now this is a rather difficult shot on hole number 10 for Mari Mutsu. Doesn't really take time. I think here is one they could have maybe tried to a little firmer up the bank. Almost seemed a little bit too much in a hurry. This week, of course, they're playing lift, clean and bliss. And we had inclement weather. The ball gets to sit down, so whenever the ball gathers mud, go to the room of lift, clean and bliss.
The greens are reading 8 Mr. Miller. Not something to be messed with. You have to read the line accurately and be clear. But
And really having that tough face open, that's a surprising approach, I would say. And I think he's one of the better ball strikers that I've seen. I personally had the privilege of playing with him, and when the ball comes off the club face, it's like it sounds like a loaded gun going off. But you can see that the short game really does. That's probably the only chink in his armor. And, he likes to really get on with it. That's what we like. Allah Ryan Fox, quick, right left for Azhar, and goes the begging. One of the most promising ball strikers, Marimitsu. And good putter as well, but I think chipping is the one part of the game that could be improved. He has this putt. My assumption that he would have been over the green into on this par 5. The second shot is definitely not for the faint of heart, having to carry it over to an hazard.
Firm putt there. And misses the cup to the right. A little bit of disappointment. These short putts are really daunting at any level of golf, aren't they, surely?
Especially in Toronto golf, most difficult putts. And I personally found anything within 4 feet because the expectation of making it, when you're putting from further out, you want to get the ball close to the hole, but there's no pressure per se. But when you're closer, you've done all the hard work. And if you look at golf, you start off the tee and then you hit good shot or how you play the hole, you get closer to the green and then you approach the hole. And finally, when you get within that region of 4 feet, especially this kind of putt that we've been faced here, then you often think that can't quite falter now. He gotten that far.
Famous saying, don't think of the pink elephant. Don't think positive.
It's well done. Just about using that body English to get it in the front, right.
That's one outstanding view of the golf course.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
The man in red, Gaurav Pratap Singh. Seeing red on the golf course is Gaurav Pratap Singh, man with multiple victories in the professional golf tour of India. Likes to play the ball from left to right. That is fine in the fairway for Gaurav Pratap. Pratap Singh currently at 6 under par, 9 behind the leader. And that 27 holes to make up that. And of course, now back to the stylish agitation sample. He was the captain of his team, winning 72 the league, including the first part of the season. Agitation, 7 victories, 37 years of age. Look at it, it's definitely not something that you'd say. Fine fettle was the age. finding the center of the fairway like he usually does.
He's made all the right noises today, as a Page.
Stepan. Very good balls from Stepan Danik. Low gloves allow Freddie Couples. And gripping him right at the end. How's that goal? I remember him seeing the gloves, so maybe that's something new that he's been working on in the off season. And belted a really good iron right in the heart of the fairway.
Stepan Danik had a double bogey in the sixth today, something he would have gladly avoided. But it's still early days. Moving day it is, yes. But two birdies and a bogey, followed by a double bogey, and put him at 1 over for the day so far. And he's sitting at tied 16th place.
An absolute postcard view from here. And he is mesmerizing, isn't it, Rahul? And to tell you a little bit more about this tournament and the beauty of this golf course, it being none other than Mr. George.
Clubhouse in the background. Purposeful walk. It's not that easy a golf course, is it? It's challenging as well. It's pretty narrow fairways.
Absolutely, Ashwin. In fact, there are a lot of undulating holes over here. There are a lot of holes where you could walk a ton uphill. There's also a lot of undulations on the fairways. Pretty much like the mountainous region that it is. In fact, they say that Robert Trent Jones has actually used all of the natural lay of the land as well to sort of merge into the golf course. So not a lot of changes to the regional terrain has been done over here. So absolutely, you can imagine Srinagar with all of the hills and flanking on the side of the golf course itself, Dal Lake on one side, and utilizing all of that natural terrain will certainly have lots and tough walks on the course, but pretty ones as well.
Kapil Joshi is certainly making good use of this week, sitting pretty at 15 under.
The golf course here is situated at the foothills of the Zabarwan mountain, so you can see them right at the golf course on one side. In fact, few of the aerial views that we're going to get of the golf course, I'm sure we'll see that as we take a look here. There is no sound.
इसका कुछ हो सकता है ये जो बोल रहा है वो चल ही नहीं रहा है
नहीं
देखना भी
और वो नहीं कर पाएंगे आपको इसको बुलडॉग
मैं तो इसमें स्ट्रगल कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि समझ नहीं आ रहा कौन गया
ये आ रहा है ना ये आप कैसे रहा है मेरे में कैसे आ रहा है ये Yeah.
वो चेक करवा
player over here. The top view of the golf swing. It looks like Stepan Danik. It's currently at 4 under par for the tournament. Kapil Joshi, of course, still leads the way here at the J&K Open. This is the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India and serves as the official governing and sanctioning body for men's professional golf in the country. It is recognized by the Indian Golf Federation, International Golf Federation and the International Federation of PGA Tours. DP World PGTI also enjoys a strategic alliance with the DP World Tour. Of course, DP World, who is a global logistics leader, supports the PGTI here. And we take a look at Sanjeev Kumar coming up from the left side of this green, all the way uphill, and done a pretty fine job of that. Still has about 5 feet remaining to convert that. Of course, PGTI is led by its president, Mr. Kapil Dev. This week's tournament here, the J&K Open, is supported by event title partner J&K Tourism, hosted here at the Royal Springs Golf Course. PGTI, of course, as umbrella partner DP World, as we just spoke, and got tour partners Axis Bank, Amul, Amritanjan, Analyte, Campa, Air India Maharaja Club, as well as Kalyani. And, J&K Tourism, of course, looking at golf being one of those sports that helps bring up sports tourism here in this region. There's some beautiful golf courses here, Ashwin. In fact, not only is this one, there's also the Litter Valley Golf Club in Pelgam. There's also the Gulmarg Golf Course. So all golf courses are pretty high standard designs. If we take a look at Shubham Jaglan with that high standard putt. Beautiful attempt there.
Golf, I'm sure, draws a lot of tourism to J&K, which is already a tourist attraction. Golfing holidays, packages, name it. And it's a treat as a professional to play. Have you ever played? You said you had, right?
Yes, I have played a tournament here, and in fact, I played a tournament back in the day when we had 1 week over here at Royal Springs, and then the next week we played at Pahalgam. What beautiful locations to be able to play tournament golf at the end of the day. It just kind of makes you feel lucky to be doing what you do. Arman Sachdeva. Young lad who's currently at 2 under par for the day, 6 under par for the tournament, which they are coming up on the 12th. Lovely attempt there by Harman.
Almost identical to the other two golfers, far from the hole. Returned some outstanding putts. Literally tap-ins.
Away for the conversion of that up and down. It seems like a putt for par for him. And, quite a few movements here on this penultimate day, which is also called as the moving day of the tournament. Kapil Joshi, who is 2 under par for the day, is at 15 under par, and Angad Chima really bringing out the heat today on the course at 4 under par through the first 8 holes of the day. So he's gone up to 10 under par for the tournament. Rashid Khan with 3 birdies in the first 8 holes, again moving up to 9 under par for the tournament. We've also Aglan, who's at 4 under par and 8 under par for the tournament. Rahil Gangji and Saptar Talwar both bringing up 5 birdies on that scorecard today through the first 12 holes, with 6 holes still remaining to go for them. They've jumped up nearly 19 positions on that scoreboard.
Needless to say, it's going to be one hell of a final round. And golf lovers across J&K, maybe some who are, should fly down to J&K to watch this. I would if I could.
That was Abhinav Lohan with that beautiful approach shot into the par 3 11th. The 11th this week has been shortened from a par 4 to a par 3 owing to some of the weather conditional issues that were there. And there we've got a third player in this group now coming up. Playing as a short par 3. Brilliant 3 golf shots here by this group. Lohan is playing alongside Mohammad Azhar as well as Joshua Seal. All 3 players have put themselves into a fine position through birdie attempts. Take a look now at the 9 a.m. group. Mohammad Akbar Hussain, Umaid Kumar and Mari Muthu. Long par 3 this, the hole number 12, again flirting with trouble there. Umaid Kumar has gone on to the left side of the flag. No room to work with and hoping to be dry. Really a tough position to be in.
Indeed, with the thick rough in the background, one has to just hope and pray that the ball hasn't rolled up to the rough.
Mari Muthu, one of the fastest players on the tour and pretty top quality ball striker from Bengaluru. Currently 2 under par for the tournament. Just over 200 yards. At least 215 to the middle of the green, to the back of the tee. And Mari Muthu prudently putting it on the right side of the green. A good miss to have for this hole. Third playing partner over here for them. This is going to be Akbar Hussain. We are back to the 11th green. And we've got Joshua Shields cleaning up. Hydration, a very important component of an athlete's life. And Abhinav Lohan showcasing just that. And there we've got Kalin Joshi, the leader. 15 under par currently, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoying a 6-shot cushion over Angad Chima. Perfectly placed right in the heart of the fairway here on the 10th hole, par 5. Playing alongside Rashid Khan. Seems to be going with a hybrid club.
Rashid is an attacking golfer. He goes for gold in the best of times, not too conservative. So Kalin will have his task cut out. Angad is in form. It's going to be one interesting round. So 36 years of age, 5 pro wins there. Turned pro in 2030. Not a bad CV.
Setting that one out. Pretty good, right? I think that's the first cut off the fairway. There's now walking off that 10th that comprises your leader group. Rashid Khan, Khalid Joshi, and Angad Chima. 3 players who also played a lot of amateur golf together. Chima is coming off on the 9th hole, so they will be bringing on some heat onto that back 9. Lush fairways here at what brings us. Take a look now at Gaurav Pratap Singh. Water off the green here. GPS is formally called currently 1 under par for the day, 6 under par for the tournament.
GPS is finding the cup like a homing pigeon. So for someone who has played this course before, Rahul, how in a situation like this where Cullen's leading by 6 pros, how safe is it for, I mean, they don't have an option, but how safe is it for people to attack and try to catch up to him? Is the course forgiving enough to allow for that?
Well, I think one of the things that I will pick up over here is from Cullen's interview yesterday, where he mentioned the rough is up. So, there is the importance of being in the fairway is very much. So, of course, that almost goes without saying for most professional events. But, you don't get very long second shots. So, if you can put yourself in play, you're going to have a good shot at being, having field reputation. I think the key, though, and I've heard this from a couple of players over the past 2 days, the key is going to be how you read the lines over here, because there is a little bit of the leg of the value effect that happens on the ground, and of course the greens in themselves are fairly complex to read. The monsoon season also sort of makes that a little more challenging. So that is going to be a key factor in reading your putts and being able to hold them, because the speed and the direction of the putt both are being affected by the line reading effect. अभी ऑफ क्या हुआ कैसे नहीं चल रहा हम ऐसे लगेंगे
कब से नहीं चल रहा
चलता है खराब होता है
हमारी प्रैक्टिस
समझ नहीं आता क्या हो रहा है
प्रैक्टिस Gentlemen over here on the PGTI of India certainly have got no hiccups whatsoever. But a few bumps here or there, which they make great up and downs with, and get over them. That
underway on the back nine, the leader group. That's Kalin Joshi. Reeled off big drive. Now this shouldn't be too much club for him. Plays to 560, but he can cut across the corner. Let's see with his approach. Maybe he might have just 200 yards to go, but that his approach and looks like he's overcooked it, has he?
It seems like his wedge shot, the third one, I believe.
And, I'm not certain if that was the second or the later was the third. Let's have a look at that aerial view as it was further out.
It seems like the third shot for the
Yes, my apologies. Making quite a few errors today, as we said. That's why pencils have erasers, and now Rashid Khan.
Also going with seems like a wedge in his hand, and I think depth perception on this hole might be a little bit challenging as they can't quite see the flag from where they're at. Third shot for Rashid on the 10th.
Rashid Khan, but still. Now look at that golf shot with a little bit of juice and coming back, getting better as we speak. Still utilizing that 10-finger grip, is he?
Absolutely is no changes there for Rashid. Still striking it really, really good. It's still pretty far.
It would be helped with the elevation here. The ball does actually travel further. As you get higher in the altitude. I never quite knew that. I should have done that. How you play, the ball goes further and don't go to humid places. The ball travels shorter. As you have a look at Anga Chima. No issues here for this lad to hit it far. Tall, lanky, built. Is ideal for propelling the ball to great distances. Here, of course, he requires accuracy. Distance is not at a premium here. And that's good enough.
Giving you a break.
Okay, I think it's just hitting me now, Rahul.
Hitting us, buddy.
You have no option but to go through it. And same goes for our lovely viewers who tune in, I must say, from all over the world. Because now we have so many international players on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. There you have
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
New feels good. New feels good. So true. This new feels good.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
हेलो सर सर राजा को बोल दीजिए एक बार माइक ऑन कर देगा वहाँ से हाँ
Okay, we are joining live action here from the Royal Springs Golf Course in Srinagar. This is the J&K Open 2026, and on your screen is Gaurav Pratap Singh. He is at a total of 7 under through 11 holes, tied 8th at the moment. Gaurav lining up his return putt here. This is the 12th hole. And taking another moment to just settle down. This is the par 3 12th. This is round 3 of the J&K Open 2026. And makes that with ease. Moves on. Gaurav not looking too happy with that hole. And here's a bird's eye view of the Royal Springs Golf Course in Srinagar. We are bringing you live pictures from one of the most beautiful venues in the country. And this is the 5th edition of the J&K Open. And here on your screen, the leader, Kapil Joshi. He's opened up a 7-shot lead at a total of 17 under. Kapil about to tee off. This is the 12th. And a good ball follow there by our cameraman. He's found the green. Setting himself up nicely there. And next on the tee is Rashid Khan. Rashid at 9 under. Currently tied 3rd through 11 holes. Having a casual conversation there with his fellow professionals. I wonder what they're waiting for there. Rashid just taking a moment, 9 under, his tee shot on the par 3 12th. Let's see what Rashid can come up with here. And another great ball follow by the cameraman here. Rashid's found the green as well. It's time for the third member of this group, the leader group. That's Angad Chima. Angad had started off really well, closing the gap down to 4 shots in the initial stages of the round. Now at 9 under. There you go. We're following that ball, and he's just off the green, it seems, to the left. He has his work cut out there to make par on the 12th. And getting you serene pictures from the Royal Springs Golf Course, a magnificent venue. You see the Zabarwan Hills in the backdrop. And we're zooming in on the clubhouse and the 18th, the water body right there. Back to the golfing action now. The J&K Open is supported by J&K Tourism, the government of Jammu and Kashmir, and the Honorable Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Omar Abdullah, supporting PGTI's vision of growing the game across the country and taking it to different parts. Here's another picture, a bird's eye view of the golf course and that iconic clubhouse, all decked up with the branding, as you can see, and posing quite a few challenges to the top professionals in the country who are competing here this week. It's one of the landmarks of the city, situated right opposite the Dal Lake. In fact, if you go to the fifth hole, and those were scenes from the last Kashmir Marathon held earlier this year, and there's another one coming up in October. Participants came out in big numbers to participate in the marathon, and one can expect a lot of people competing this year, later this year as well, in the marathon scheduled in October. And we see Angad Chima there. Perhaps he's in some sort of trouble. On the left, as he missed the green on the 12th. There you can see Kapil Joshi, the current leader, in your frame. Angad taking his time, as I'm assuming he would have a tough lie over there.
Colin, 4 under par today. That's a lead that is beginning to look unassailable. Rahul, this putt, a little bit right to left break. I'd say outside chance for a birdie here, above 20 feet. You never know with this man when he's on song. Just appears so easy.
Cullen mentioned in his post-round interview yesterday that he really enjoys the sights here on the golf course, the weather conditions, and the look of the mountains, and all of the things that flank this golf course in terms of its natural beauty. And I think that really does well for Cullen, as it keeps his mind completely easy and is able to go on and make a ton of birdies there on the golf course. Cullen totally playing almost a different track. As we take a look at Angad Chima, who's coming up from the left side of the green, seems like he's here in two. Another chip and run kind of an attempt, and does a fine job of that.
He has a short game technique that is dissimilar to the rest of the players. He doesn't really hinge while taking the club back. It's more of almost a putting sort of a motion, eliminates the risk. That's really good for getting a very consistent rope, but And coming out of the thick stuff, he would definitely be improvising and using something else. I remember Shubham Jaglan also having that one-handed technique.
And don't forget Shankar Das, who is a former number one in India, actually goes cack-handed as soon as he goes inside of 100 yards. And one of the finest players with the wedge. As we take a look at the finest player in the field for the week, Kalin Joshi.
It's a little bit of a tester here for par. Maybe about 2.5, 3 feet straight up. Still needs to get it done. Kalin also doesn't like to amble about. Quick player. So, be straight in for him.
He's pretty dynamic throughout his process. There we go. No trouble there for Kalin Joshi and Saptak Talwar, India's current number one PGTI Order of Merit leader. Has finished his round at 6 under par for the day and has jumped up 18 spots on that leaderboard to be at 8 under par. Still 9 shots away from the leader, Kalin Joshi. Angachima here, what seems to me to be a pot for bogey.
Downhill for Angachima. Should break a little from his right. Now look at the leaderboard. Manu Gandas at 4 over par total. Chika Rangappa, even par for this tournament. He stands quite a fair distance away from the ball, Angachima.
Tall person that he is, I think, and also likes to bend down a fair bit on that putt. I think that's what owes to the look of standing further away from the ball. And then we have Rashid Khan cleans up, hammers a putt back to the cup.
Nonchalant walk by Rashid Khan. What I really admire about this player Rashid is that he's able to handle pressure with ease. Never seen him get too hot under the collar. Of course, if you drop a shot here and there, you do. But when the heat is on, if you have to put the money on someone, I have to say, Rashid Khan would be a front runner.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Interestingly poised on moving day.
And here at the top, we have Kalin Joshi, Aditesh Thanu, Rashid Khan, number 1 Saptak Talwar, the current number 1, Shubham Jaglan, Angad Cheema, Rahil Ganji. Accomplished player having played all over the world. Also had that shot. It was heard around the world, that double eagle albatross. Playing on the erstwhile nationwide tour. Kshitij Navid Kaul, Gaurav Pratap Singh, the tempestuous Gaurav Pratap Singh, and Om Prakash Chauhan, former number 1 as well. This leaderboard is full of quality, if I may. It's spot for choice. So many good players here on the Professional Golf Tour of India, and the tour is getting from strength to strength. A lot of tournaments here in the second half. Let's just have a look at the schedule and what you can actually look forward to. The week after this, the tour heads to Tollygunge Golf Club for the DP World PGTI Open, and then to Zion Hills for the Kolar Open 2026, and then to Telangana for the DP World PGTI Open, the Golconda Masters, Chennai Open, Nava Raipur Open, Bengaluru Open, and capped by the Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship for the top 60 players being played at the JB Greens Golf and Spa Resort. And of course, in October, the top 25 players or so will get to rub shoulders with the greats of the world at Delhi Golf Course for the DP World India Championship. And look at some of the highlights earlier. This is MD Azhar. That trusty putter for once misses. Angad Cheema on hole number 10. The perilous par 5. Joshua, the big Ugandan, hits the ball really hard. Rashid Khan, Angad Cheema.
More misses than hits there, but it's there are tricky shots, each of them. And from a look at the leaderboard, Shaurya, it's anyone's game. I know Kalin has a head start, but with the quality of golfers on that leaderboard in the top 10, goes to show that it's anyone's game. We're faced with an outstanding 20-25 holes in this tournament. Beautifully manicured fairway, as mentioned earlier, checkered greens, an approach shot in the offing. As you can see, the rough is a little thick, so and we've got very little fairway to play with, very little to miss. So accuracy is paramount. Beautiful view of the golf and the Dal Lake in the background. What a golf course!
Yes, back here at Royal Springs. Beautiful place. And this week the rough is up. You'll see that the thicket has, of course, grown. And that's caused some trouble to the players. This is the 5th showing off this tournament. And a few words by Andeep Joel, CEO, DP World PGTI, the return of J&K Open to the spectacular Royal Springs is a landmark moment for the DP World PGTI. And we are delighted. And we thank the Honourable Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Omar Abdullah, the government of J&K and J&K Tourism for their invaluable support.
उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद क्या बावाली, जिद।
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
If you try and safeguard a lead, it never works out. It never really works out. We saw it in the FIFA World Cup as well. As we have a look at Cullen here. When many teams are down to Argentina, they're trying to save the lead, and that doesn't work. So, when you're cruising, that's the best time to step on the gas. Make the objects in the rear view mirror go even further back. This important putt, which appears to have a considerable amount of break from the right hand side. Judged it to perfection.
Those are the knee knockers that one needs to negotiate, and Cullen's made no mistake there. He carries on with the 7-stroke lead. Cullen Joshi won the Andhra Open earlier this year. He's already got one title win, and he was the Order of Merit leader, or winner, should one say, in 2018. So he's been there and done that. But one little thing about Cullen, I saw him as a 13-year-old boy in 2000, maybe 4 or 5 in KGA. That's the first time I set eyes on Cullen Joshi, and to see him playing here is very heartening.
There you have the top 5 scores. Started off in a prize purse of rupees 1 crore. Played, of course, played for very important positions on the final order of merit. The top players get their exemption to play the final stage qualifying on the DP World Professional Golf Tour, FIN. All these on the DP World Tour in Europe and the world. There's a lot to play for if you can make it to the top 5, top 10 positions here, and of course the final stage exemptions into many of the international tours, and that's why you see our players who are applying their trade. I think one of the games that definitely comes to mind is Shubhankar Sharma being able to knit together such a beautiful career. The youngest winner on the DP World Tour from our great nation. It's Money Ram, which is now called Spain, and Amardeep Malik, fashioning shots in this weather. With that customary pause. Let's see, pause. And rolling around from the rough. This week the rough is rather high, and many of the players just being able to hack it out. Of course, it becomes a great game of strength, and Amardeep has been working a lot on that. Seems that has come in handy. Now Kshitij, now with call. It's not call at 7 under par. 10 shots behind. A lot of work to do if he's to try and win this tournament. He's a winner on tour already, and that is safely on the green. Yeah, number 17.
Shaurya, you talk about the pause at the top of Amardeep Malik's golf swing. How does that help? Would you recommend it to youngsters, or how does it go?
Well, just get back to that. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's Murali Ram, of course, doesn't have that pause and flares that out a little bit to the right safely on the surface. Saptak Talwar leads the order of merit at this point in time. 79 lakh, having played 7 events. One victory. Then you have the American Jared Hack. Back hole number 14. Rashid Khan. Teeing it up on the right hand side. On this par 5. Likes to play a draw. Surprising to see him teed up on the right hand side. Unachiever as well. You're working the ball both ways, and has a little more depth of the tee than last. Can get the ball in the air anywhere between 200 and 290. Through the ball. That's so important to get on the left hand. You're able to do that effortlessly. Time. George.
Take every chance and make it count. Proven of an 8-stroke lead thus far. 4 holes left, 5 holes left to play. It's cushion enough, but I'm sure he'll want to open that up a little more. Welcome back, Rahul.
Well, looking forward to the chat done with you now, Ashwin, and only Malik there, getting up only 18 holes. Final hole of the day. Back nine's not been very friendly towards him. He's made one bogey on the 12th and kept it clean, but not quite what he would have been looking for on the moving day. Only 1 under par for the day, 4 under for the tournament. Clean stance and technique for Amardeep. Uses the claw grip, also called as the pencil grip, for putting. great attempt at there, Ashwin. There's we were just talking earlier about. I think they're called the Zabandar Hills. If I'm not wrong. Right at the back over there, and the golf course at the foothills. Like we spoke earlier, Robert Trent Jones has actually used the undulations and the contours of the land to design the golf course sort of in tandem with nature over here. What a brilliant job of that has he done.
For sure, Rahul. And the fauna on the hills there, getting a bird's eye.
going through that practice routine of his, coming through with a mustache for this week's look. The stash seems to be the new way to go for a lot of players. We also saw one of the older pictures of Saptak Talwar, and he claims on social media that he might be bringing it back on into play. Shaurya Bhattacharya with an aggressive swing there from the fairway. Spinning that one up a fair bit back, but is it closer to the hole or not? And a goatee. Really working hard on the facial hair.
Shaurya is the defending champion of this tournament, and that's probably got something to do with superstition, maybe, or maybe not. Only one match, sir.
And Divyanshu Bajaj there leading the way there in this group. Coming in all the way from Calcutta, Divyanshu Bajaj having a bit of a hiccupy round today. Currently at 2 under par for the tournament, 1 over for the day. His playing partner Bhattacharya.
That's what you call a bird's eye view. Eagle surveying the Royal Springs golf course. Shaurya Bhattacharya walks towards that green. Tied at 14 under presently. He will want to improve on that score. Today, he's at 3 birdies vis-a-vis 1 dropped shot.
Incidentally, talking about bird's eye view, I was looking this morning at the Dachigam National Park, which is just outside of Srinagar. And in fact, it is hosted very close to the hills that we can see from this golf course. There are a lot of birds that can be seen in the wildlife sanctuary that there is called Dachigam National Park. In fact, Dachigam it's called because 10 villages were relocated to form this national park, and pheasants, game birds. There are also yellow-billed blue magpie to be found over here, the black bulbul, golden oriole, as well as the Kashmir flycatcher. All are to be found in abundance at this national park, and of course in the surrounding area. So there we have, as you said earlier, bird's eye view.
The green is relatively small, isn't it, Rahul?
Yes, it indeed is here on the 14th hole, the par 5. Green size certainly can be a bit daunting. But, looking at how the players have reached up to the green, certainly not difficult for the gentleman.
Clearly not for Cullen.
You were speaking earlier about how to improve the game of golf, in terms of scoring, as we were speaking, without the microphone with us, and clearly having greens as small as that will certainly not help the cause of us improving our greens regulation, be it you or me, Ashwin, isn't it? And there we've got Angad Chima past the hole over here on the 14th, a par 5 here at Royal Springs, 563 yards. We are certainly above, quite a fair bit above sea level, so the ball does travel a little bit longer on this track.
The green's reading to 8, so that doesn't make things any easier.
Owing to the monsoons, the greens cannot be very fast, although the greens here at Royal Springs can tend to get very fast. I think because of the monsoons, they cannot be cut down too fine. Still a pretty fast putt from where he was putting. I think didn't really appear like an 8 on the screen at least.
True, and that's left him with a knee knocker. You also notice, Rahul, it's a very still day. The flag isn't quite really fluttering, is it?
Yes, absolutely. Now that you mentioned that, certainly doesn't look like too much of wind here on this track.
The straddling technique. How effective is that? Straddling a putt to judge the line.
Um, yeah, that's the way things are done now. Like so most of the players are, doing that to read the line. In fact, they're using their feet as well as using the aim point methods to read the line, and doing very successfully. Wind, in fact, as you mentioned, it is only 3 kilometers per hour in the region, which means that there is hardly any wind to be felt. Shaurya Bhattacharya now putting for a birdie here on the 18th hole. Final hole of the day for Bhattacharya, coming up just shy.
I'm sure the players aren't complaining that the wind speeds aren't high.
Yes, and considering the weather, the highest of the temperature is at 28 degrees and the lowest is at 18 degrees, which certainly gives pleasant weather conditions to play in. And of course, if it was as humid as it is back here where we are, you would have certainly seen the requirement of wind. Wind, though, the humidity though is not at the lowest; it's still 56% in Srinagar, but the temperature certainly helps the cause. As we take a look at Koichiro Ishika. Japan's Ishika, also 2 under par, just like Shaurya Bhattacharya, playing alongside him at 5 under par and drains that one in comfortably. No trouble here for Japan's Ishika as we take a look at Divyanshu Bajaj. 2 under par for the tournament, putting for par.
Ooh, that could hurt.
That would certainly hurt. All lip and no hole there for Divyanshu Bajaj to clean up here on this penultimate round. Not quite the final putt that one wants to close in at. But Bajaj would come in tomorrow in the 4th round and hopefully have a day of guns blazing birdies. And the one who is having guns blazing birdies today is certainly Kalin Joshi atop that leaderboard at 18 under par, 8-shot lead over Ajitesh Sandhu as well as Rashid Khan. Scintillating golf being played over here at the Royal Springs Golf Club at the J&K Open. This tournament was inaugurated by the Chief Minister, Mr. Omar Abdullah. And, Omar Abdullah himself has quite a penchant for running, and he also runs some marathons. In fact, there is another marathon which is coming up in the state on the 26th of October. Might be a little miffed there by the date, but certainly somewhere in the middle of October, which me, Shaurya and Ashwin are all 3 of us are planning to go there just for the scenery, not so much for the running.
For sure. Meanwhile, I think Kalin Joshi is taking the marathon too seriously. He's running away with his lead.
Yes, certainly is. From Jaglan now. Jaglan's had quite a colourful scorecard over here. 9 under par for the tournament, 5 under par for the Jaglan coming in from the left rough over here. Seems like his feet are slightly below the ball. The ball should go a little bit towards the left side. Jaglan not quite happy with that. He's going to readdress the ball. Going with what seems like maybe a 9-iron or so on the 18th par 4. This ball should go slightly towards the left, owing to the ball being above his feet. Smooth swing there. Jaglan coming up just left off the green over here on the fringe, about 30 odd feet away from the flag location. Seems like he was there in a fairway bunker of sorts, breaking. I don't know, pretty decent job from there.
I'd say it's Shubham Chatra at hole number 18.
445-yard hole this.
This is a beautiful finishing hole coming on the rough here. This will be a difficult shot for Sanjeev. It's difficult to control the ball. Just leaving it short. Should be a straightforward up and down though from there on.
Harman Sachdeva coming up from the left side of the fairway. Sachdeva trying to give a strong finish over here to this tournament. 2 under par on moving day. 6 under par for the tournament, keeping it pretty much at the same score that he started his day 1 at. Nice and clean. Sachdeva has left himself short off the green. Has got some work to do over there to save his par on the 18th.
Feature of the calendar.
Back to the live action over here, and that was Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. Omar Abdullah, who presided over the opening ceremony of this tournament, the 5th edition of the J&K Open. Last edition of this tournament was played at the Jammu Tawi Golf Course, so it's back now here at the beautiful Royal Springs as we take a look here on the 18th hole.
Hole number 18. Kapil Joshi still leading the tournament by a hefty margin of 7 shots. Safely in the fairway. Now, we often try to predict the winner, but this time do you think it's rather clear, or could we still see a battle on our hands tomorrow?
I think there will certainly be a battle tomorrow on our hands, and there will be a battle being fought between all of these top names. At the end of the day, Ajitesh and Rashid haven't really cooked up these enormous number of birdies for nothing. I'm pretty sure it is going to be a challenging day tomorrow. Harman Sachdeva coming up from short off the green over here.
It's a fairly straightforward chip for him. Should be able to get up and down from here. It's a decent effort. 4.5 feet coming back for his par.
Sanjeev Kumar Lucknow coming up from a similar spot, just more towards the edge of the green. Also going with a chip. A lofted club.
And that's safely done. Should be a par for him. Interesting final hole here. Let's give you a few opportunities for birdie if you can take on that hazard. Shubham Jaglan on our screens. It's been his maiden season here and doing really well.
Jaglan also has a playing card at the PGA Tour Americas, but he's been playing most of his tournament golf here on the PGT of India, the DP World PGTI, and Jaglan now putts for a birdie from just off the green here on the 18th hole.
Maybe all of about 24-25 feet. Considerable break from left to right.
And got that slightly from the toe. Made its way all the way up to the hole. Just on the low side. It should be nothing more than a tap in for Shubham.
It's safely for his part. Shubham would be looking to get off to a good start tomorrow if he's to challenge Kapil Joshi. I think he has it in him to shoot a low number here, maybe even upwards of 7 or 8 under par. It's quite possible. We've seen some low numbers today. The first 2 days probably were a little more testing for the players, just getting used to the conditions. But after having done that, the field is ready, rebel today. Good scoring. Now Harman Sachdeva for his par on hole number 18. Well done.
Solid up and down there by Harman Sachdeva to keep himself at 6 under par as he would move into the final round and give himself an opportunity to finish in the top 10 for the tournament.
Let's have a look at some of the scores lower down. Pritish Singh Terai at 4 under par today for the young man. The teenager playing really well. Sanjeev after that nifty chip. Try and make par here. And does so. Chika Rangappa as also with a 2 under par today. So this group will now head off to the clubhouse, sign their scorecards, and prepare for tomorrow. So the moving day thus far has really delivered.
Now they're on to the 9th hole, par 4 here at the Royal Springs. Looking at Mari Mutuar.
Again coming out of the rough on the left hand side on hole number 18. The rough is not going to pose much of a challenge for Mari Mutuar, and that should trundle on almost to the green. You know, he plays golf with such a carefree air about him. You see that narrow sliver of a fairway. You have to hit it if you were to try and attack the flag here on hole number 18.
Playing alongside Mohammad Akbar Hussain, who's taking on this second shot now.
With a rather floral shirt for the penultimate day. And about 20 feet.
Well, certainly was flirting a little bit with the water hazard over there. Leaked that one out towards the right, but is safely onto the dance floor. Should have a putt for birdie. Brilliant setting here at the Royal Springs, and there I think in the distance on that mountain I think we see the old fort. Not quite sure what that's called, but I think it was.
Yeah, a lot of history in this part of the country. and a lot of natural beauty as well. As you have a look at hole number 18, Azhar is on the tee, 445 yards, turning a little bit from left to right. You see players normally hitting a 3-wood off the tee, then being left with maybe a 7 or an 8 iron, depending on the length that you hit it. But we would implore all our viewers definitely to try and come here once, not just for the natural beauty, but for the golf as well. It's a brilliant track. And the other, not holding back, going with the driver, likes to favor a draw. Let's see if he's able to get this in the fairway, and that will just about get into the rough, but not too bad for him. Should be able to get on the green in 2. Azhar currently at 4 under par for the tournament, and that's good enough at this point in time for an 18th position, a tie in 18th position.
And talking about the palace a little earlier, it is called Pari Mahal, Palace of Fairies. It is set high on the Zabarwan mountain range, which is just overlooking the Dal Lake, and there we've got Joshua Seal.
Also, really stands a fair distance away from the ball.
I think it's got something to do with the height that you and I have no idea about.
Yes, of course. He's a tall lad, is Joshua. I think well over 6'3", imposing, and finds himself nestled down in the rough, and that's going to be a very difficult shot.
Well, that's where the height's going to help the most, where he can be vertical enough to get that ball popping out of that rough quicker than anyone else can. And then we've got Abhinav Lohan, who has gained a lot of speed throughout this off-season. There we have him rehearsing how he wants his impact position to appear. Lots of speed has been picked up through this off-season.
I think one thing that
Haryana's Abhinav Lohan can pull off.
Sorry to cut you off. One thing that I saw, I think he's trying to get that right hip firing really early. I saw him do that. Don't usually see him do that. That's pretty similar to what Bryson tries to do. Look at that. He's trying to open up those hips and create a lot of speed. Let's see if this one is going to be above 170 miles per hour. That definitely looks that it's been hit hard. That was a blink and a miss. He was like Nick Price on that one.
3 under par for the tournament, and there we have another ball nestled into that rough. Will be a tough one.
There's a lot of bonhomie going on in this group. All 3 balls in the exact same spot. Not an inch from each other. It would be interesting to note where they actually ended up.
Back to the group. And Umaid Kumar seems like his caddy is creating some feels of what that putt's going to break like.
Look at that technique to read the line. Gesticulating. That's going to break a little from the right. Deep in discussion there. There are many different techniques how to read a line.
Mohammad Akbar.
Spot needs to be hit. It's he's putting into the green. So it'll be a lot slower than you would expect.
This putt to move to 7 under for the tournament. And now he's got a little bit of work left to be done there. Slightly downhill towards the hole. Putt for par. Mohammad Akbar Hussain to stick around at a tie for 10th position, where he's also joined by multiple time winner and former Order of Merit winner Om Prakash Chauhan, who is also at 6 under par with a 3 under par round today in the penultimate round.
Yeah, you would think this golf course really lends itself well to Om Prakash Chauhan's game. Likes to hit a nice fade, very good off the tee.
Umaid Kumar going with a left-hand low approach on the putter, and unfortunately all lip and no hole for young Umaid. Will have to settle for that tap-in par after that superb approach shot.
You could see there was some animated discussion between himself and the caddy as well after that putt went begging.
Umaid Kumar was 1 under par for the day, and will finish at the 1 under par number and 5 under par for the tournament. At this stage, with 18 holes still remaining to be played.
But he has a great attitude. He's still smiling after that miss. Oh, that's a 360-degree horseshoe for Mari Muthu, and see there's a lot happening here on hole number 18.
That's probably the third lip out we've seen on this hole so far, and we've just been around for a few minutes.
Akbar is hoping that he doesn't have the same fate. We've already seen that happen twice in this group. 2 lip outs. Rather, the second one was a 360. So let's see if he can break the jinx. Fairly straightforward for Akbar here. About 3.5 feet downhill. Well done. Right in the heart of the hole.
Akbar Hussain will finish his third round at a score of 2 under par, to be at a total of 6 under par for 3 days. He's got a little bit of work cut out for himself to finish into the top 10, but certainly has a very realistic chance. He's tied alongside Stepan Danik as well as Harman Sachdeva and Om Prakash Chauhan at this stage. Top numbers being played right now on the golf course. Sajitesh Sandhu, 6 under par for his round today, bogey free. As we take a look now here at Mohammad Azhar on the left side of the fairway.
That's probably one of the best that we've seen from the rough thus far. We've seen the majority of the players leave it short, so really good execution. Now we have Joshua going. So of course, Abhinav Lohan has been able to out-hit the two of them, and Joshua does hit the ball far. So I think there's definitely something in that training that he's been doing. Mission 170 seems to be accomplished. Joshua now coming out of the thick rough. And
seems like it might be wet.
We'll have to wait and find out. And now Abhinav Lohan, the longest in the trio. Now this is where speed will also come in handy, out of the rough. He's trying to do the same thing again. You can see that little bit of an adjustment that he's doing with the hip, trying to open that hip up and get better clearance on the left side and generate more speed. Look at that. And he too has dovetailed and followed Joshua. Not quite certain if both of them are wet or on shore. You'll soon find out.
New feels good. New feels good. So true. This new feels good.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Back to live action.
Now let's see. Yes, it looks that indeed Joshua has hit the hazard. Now he'll be playing his fourth on hole number 18. It's almost a little bit of an unforced error from there, I think. You want to play it a little safe coming out of the rough, but of course it's easier said than done. And from the looks of it, it appears that Abhinav Lohan has also hit the tank. Will be forced to take a penalty drop as well, and will be playing his fourth. A bogey for Abhinav Lohan would be the best that he can manage here, but I think all things considered, his work in the off season to try and hit the ball further has definitely paid dividends. I might also say that he's looking as if he's gained a few pounds of muscle as well, looking stronger. I think that's one of the most important things if you are looking to hit the ball further, is work on your strength. The distance eventually follows.
Every sport has got a strength quotient now. Cricket has changed pretty much like golf. The core is vital. So all these guys are looking super fit. They can walk the ramp if asked to.
Yeah, and I think Abhinav as well. I don't know if you can notice it. He looks stronger. I think obviously because if you're trying to hit the ball further, it places a lot more physical demand on the body. Then you have to ensure that you get the nutrition and the weightlifting in the correct order as well.
And considering the number of balls they hit, even at practice, it's a huge load on the body. So the body should be strong enough to take that and deliver the goods.
Uphill chip. Break a little to his left, right at the end. And that still have a little bit of work left in order to try and make his bogey. You wouldn't want to be dropping 2 shots after that drive. I thought that drive was a fairly good drive, but this shows you this golf course that you blink and you miss. You tend to attack all the holes here because the length, the demands of length are not too much. It's a medium-sized golf course, but you have to keep one eye open as you speak. Otherwise, you can drop a shot rather quickly, as both these players are finding out on hole number 18.
So you can't rest on your laurels at any given stage till the last putt is sunk.
Not at all. And for those of you joining us, we'd like to welcome you to the J&K Open 2026 on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. On your screens is Joshua Seal from Uganda, putting for his bogey after having hit the hazard on his approach shot here at hole number 18. And it appears that he would drop 2 shots, and unfortunately for him, that would mean that he would move back to 3 under par for the tournament. And the leader currently is not letting off the gas. He's at 6 under par for the day is Cullen, having made a birdie now at hole number 15. He moves to 19 under par, does Cullen Joshi.
Rashid Khan's not letting up either. He's had a hat-trick of birdies there, and he's moved 1 stroke closer to Cullen and is occupying the sole second spot at 12 under. Rashid Khan is always a dangerous customer. Having followed his career for years, he attacks at every given opportunity, and he never takes no for an answer. You know him better, surely.
Yeah, exactly. Now Mohammad Azhar. On hole number 18. Once again, that Similar putt that comes up and oh, this is unbelievable. I can't give me a penny every time I see that. Definitely have a few dollars by the end of the broadcast. To my memory, I've never seen so many lip outs and 360s. In fact, you see one in a tournament, that's a rare sight. To see two in quick succession, there's definitely something there. Maybe the pull of the dull lake, as Rahul said a while back. Have a look at that once again. Look at that. And that ball stayed up for a lot longer than we would have anticipated. I thought that would go back in, but I'm pretty certain that'll give Abhinav Lohan a thing or two to think about.
I think the ball is so taken in by the beauty of the Royal Springs golf course, it doesn't want to go into the hole.
Already having had his share of bad luck on this hole, wants to hold this, and unfortunately, no, we've not quite seen too many balls go in the hole here on 18. So it's proven to be a little bit of an Achilles heel for this group. Two double bogeys between these players, and of course, the missed putt for others. So this group walks off with quite a few shots on hole number 18. Now on the tee at hole number 18, Ajitesh Sandhu. Currently at 11 under par. Playing alongside Gaurav Pratap Singh and Stepan Danik from Czechia.
Sandhu's had a blemish-free round today. 6 birdies dotting his scorecard. That's his final hole. We'd love to make that 7 and sidle up to alongside Rashid Khan for the tight second spot.
If you want to learn a thing or two about how golf is to be played, have a look at this golf swing. Poetry in motion. Rarely does he miss the fairways. And true to form, once again on the short stuff, will be able to attack this flag. I think on a week like this, hitting the fairways is paramount. Gaurav Pratap Singh likes to hit a left-right flight, a lot more aggressive, reduces a lot more spin and speed as well as a very heavy hit on the ball. A lot of burly strength being possessed by Gaurav. That ball also finding its way back. And he finds himself in the rough, and that ball nestles down. As you can see, he's a good 20 yards beyond where Ajitesh hit his drive.
And as you had mentioned earlier, the rough's a little thick, so the ball literally vanished into the rough.
Yeah, given a choice, I would take Ajitesh's ball every day of the week. Maybe one club further, but we'll be able to attack the flag. And now, let's see what the man from Czechia can do. Also going with the driver and no gloves, mind you, and I think he's barely holding on to the club. There's no space left right at the end, so giving it the long end of the stick, literally. That is turning to the left. And that needs to stop. It's bounding on, and that has nestled down. It's going to be a very difficult shot. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is hole number 18. It's becoming a little spicy here. The penultimate group. And while we have a look at that, let's have a look at some of the best scores from the day. Kshitij Navitqal, 5 under par. Rahul Ganji, 5 under par. Saptak Talwar, 6 under par. And Vasu Sehgal, 4 under par as well. There you see the players. What a beautiful walk on hole number 18.
Saptak Talwar, the order of merit leader, having earned an excess of 78 lakhs this season. The season just halfway through.
I thought we were only playing for the love of the game, but a little bit of money never hurt anyone. And there's a lot to play for here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. The tournaments and the money, ladies and gentlemen, comes at you thick and fast. If you think you've got game, then I would suggest you try and play the qualifying school, which will be held later this year. And try and secure a card. Maybe you can be here in the green, beautiful meadows, playing in Royal Springs. Who knows? The sky is the limit. World ranking points are on offer. There's so many associations with bigger tours. You can get a fine stage card. And of course, when you play the big events which happen in India, like the DP World Championship, which will be happening in October, where you had Rory, Tommy, so many others.
You motivated me, Shaurya. I know where I'm headed after this.
Absolutely. You're going to see Mr. Ashwin working on his golf game. Esteban, he'll have to saunter on, take a little bit of a detour, or take the scenic route. That water would really come in a lot more play for him, coming out from the left-hand side. I think a safe shot would be try and pitch it a little short and left. Don't flirt with the water from there. Sometimes in golf, you just have to take your medicine.
Great piece of advice for budding golfers. Don't push your luck where you don't need to.
Yes, spoken like a sage, and
spoken from experience.
The tour heads over to the east after this, to Kolkata, and then to Bengaluru, then Telangana. All the tournaments worth 1 crore. Then Golconda Masters, Chennai Open, Nava Raipur, Bengaluru Open, Kapil Dev Invitational Tour Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't just waltz into that tournament, you get invited. You gotta be in the top 60. Otherwise, you can be on the outside looking in, licking your chops, because that tournament is gonna be worth 2 crore, no cut. You stand, you compete, you try to conquer. And if you do conquer, then the week after that, you get to play with the greats of not just India, but the world at the DP World India Championship in mid-October, worth $4 million. None of that is any concern right now for Stepan. He has to contend with the rough and this perilous lie that he's drawn for himself on hole number 18. Ball is nestled down. He'll be having about 150 yards or so.
Pulling out his yardage book.
And Ajitesh Sandhu in perfect prime position, maybe having about 170 odd yards. Should be good enough for an 8 or a 7. Seems that the wind is hurting, playing into the players' faces. You can see he's really doing a lot of mental calculations here. Doesn't want to be compounding errors here.
Check and recheck is the mantra. He's checking with his rangefinder again, making sure the yardage is right and the club is accurate.
And important to note that he would not just be looking at the flag. He'll be looking at where to pitch it. Maybe short left of the green as the yardage that he would have taken. So,
also wind speeds have picked up. The flag's fluttering, unlike a while ago.
it appears that he's going to be hitting first. So I would have thought that he'd be last to hit because he'd be the closest to the flag, or unless the others have already hit while we've been watching him. That's a sizable divot there. And that's indeed smart play by the man from Czechia. Now Ajitesh from the center of the fairway. He can shape the ball either way. Would look to work this maybe a little from left to right. And overcooks it. One club too much. Some brilliant camera work shows you what the players are facing. This looks like the finishing hole on a lot of, dare I say, PGA Tour or DP World Tour events. Pivotal hole indeed. Now, Gaurav Pratap Singh from the rough, you know that this man only knows one form of play, that is attack. So I'm pretty certain that he'll take on even this shot. It's, the club was stuck in the rough and the ball turned over. He won't really complain. It's better to miss this green on the left than on the right hand side.
So nobody's on the green. Everyone has an approach shot.
See that rough that is really thick this week.
You can see half his shoe submerged in it as he's walking.
Golf is indeed a strength game.
I've come to believe that playing golf in the monsoon is not for the weak-hearted.
Or the weak jointed. You really need to hit the ball hard. It's turned into a power game and a strength game as golf. And look at Rashid Khan on hole number 18. Likes to favor a draw. Let's see if he can find the fairway. And this is probably the first ball that we've seen being missed on the right hand side. So that from that angle and from the rough, I think the green is pretty much out of the question for him. We'll have to play left and maybe get a favorable bounce. I think if you are to miss it in the rough, then the left rough is a lot more preferred than the right.
It was a good opportunity for Ajitesh. If he had hit that green, he could have made things easier for himself, given Rashid's shot now.
Right in the heart of the fairway. Angachima here on the tee at hole number 18. And also missing the fairway on the right hand side, so it's going to be a little bit of work for him as well here.
That's just 6 strokes separating Khalin and Rashid. Not just 6. 6 is a lot, but Rashid is opening up this lead. Not opening up. He's
Gaurav Pratap Singh on 18, so we thought that he was green high, but short left, and this is part of the game that he really does revel in. He's got those magical hands. Brilliant proper end of the short game from about 35 yards out. And this time putting a little bit too much cheese on that. We'll have that 15-footer coming back. So this hole is definitely causing its fair share of problems for the entire field. Let's have a look at some of the scores on this hole and see if anybody has been able to conquer it. Vasu Sehgal making a birdie on 18. And Akshay Niranjan. 2 solitary birdies, that's all.
like Kochiro and Joshua, double bogey. Engine hasn't quite taken to it like a duck to water.
I think this is just a brilliant hole. Now this week, of course, you're able to play lift, clean, and place, and you can exercise that option on the closely mown areas. So this would really benefit him, make the shot a lot more predictable. And while Ajitesh prepares for his shot, Gaurav Pratap Singh is wasting no time reading his line. And that's what you like to see. And that's really well done by Ajitesh, and should be able to hold that for his par. Ajitesh Sandhu currently at 11 under par, so should remain at 11, 8 behind the leader Rashid Khan. The round of the day, 7 birdies for Rashid Khan, and making a birdie on 17 as well. You know, he's one of those players who can really blow hot and cold, and when he gets it going, he's second to none is Rashid Khan. And that's evidenced by his round today of 8 birdies. He'd have his work cut out on 18 to try and make par. If you can get to about 5 within Kalin Joshi, then that's still not a done deal. But 6 shots, I really feel that with 6 shots, it's the chance of anybody usurping Kalin on the final day are fairly limited. I'd say it's if any. Gaurav Pratap Singh to try and make par here. We saw him chip out of that rough for a second shot, and now as his approach chipped to about 15 feet. Gaurav Pratap Singh is 2 under par for the day and 7 under for the tournament.
Oof. Couldn't get closer.
The story stays the same. 18th hole. Takes another prisoner.
Smiling.
I think he's smiling in agony. He knows that's one gone a begging. Always trying to win no matter how far back he is, but now I think it's 13 shots is a little bit too much. So we'll try to consolidate his position, maybe try to get to the top 5. That would be the target now. The great thing about golf is that you try to play for position. Of course, there is one victor at the end of the week, but it's not like other sports where second position is first loser. All positions within the top 10, 20 are gilt-edged. A lot of prize money, world ranking points within the top 5, and these players they play for the big stage. And somebody who's performed a lot on the big stage is Ajitesh Sandhu now with his par attempt. Nicely done there.
So Ajitesh Sandhu with that par stays at 11 under. Third place, sole third position. Rashid Khan, sole second at 13 under with 1 hole to play. And Kalin Joshi towering above them all at 19 under par. He too has a hole to play. Every putt, as you mentioned, is money and points. That's a lot of pressure.
That's Dominic on his back. Great camaraderie and bonhomie. Dominic, unfortunately, having missed the cut by 1 shot. Now, back to the action. Angad Chima out of the right hand rough. He's deep in conversation with his caddy. He's given that a mighty swing, and that also comes out to the left. Smart play there, not flirting with the bottom. Rather interesting to see what Rashid Khan does here.
Kalin too is that the fairway or the semi-rough?
He's in really good position here with a wedge in his hands. He can get to 20 under par. And that's a really good shot by Kalin, setting up another birdie here at hole number 18 for himself. If he can hold that, he could get to 20 under par. dare I say, that might just be unassailable. Looks like everybody else is playing for second position. Now Rashid Khan coming out of the rough. And he's taken it on and taken it on in style as Rashid Khan. He's not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. That's a beautiful shot by Rashid. That wiry strength and speed of Rashid really coming to the fore here on hole number 18. He also has a putt to get to 14 under par and stay within breathing distance of Kalin Joshi, who at this point in time looks unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. And to run you through the final moments of the action, I would like to call back Rahul Bajaj as the players walk to the green.
Purposeful walk there. Hydrating himself as he walks. Does Rashid Khan. He has his task cut out. He is not backing off. And we have Kalin Joshi, top two players in the field. What a golf tournament and what a day of golf. Top draw golf there.
More than anything else, Ashwin, it's the venue. Don't you think? I mean, it's one of the few venues where I feel like, what am I doing inside of a studio? And lovely to see lots of patrons have walked out onto the golf course to watch the finest professional golfers in the country come up and put up a show here at their home. Beautiful setting that this golf course is, and what a beautiful city this is. Of course, that leader group now, Chima, Khan and Kalin Joshi. Chima, who's had a few drop shots and currently at 9 under par for the tournament. Of course, Rashid bringing on a very strong back nine. Birdies on hole number 10, 13, 14 and 15, as well as one on the 17th holes to be at 13 under par. And Joshi still leads the way at 19 under, 6 shots ahead of Rashid. So we take a look at Angad Chima coming up from the left, first cut here for his approach towards the green. Seems like he's going for a bit of a chip and release kind of an approach over here. Indeed, and also got a fair amount of speed on it, and good job there by Angad Chima. As you can tell from the crowd, that also, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Farooq Abdullah, who's there to enjoy the golf. In fact, a fond golfer himself. Iconic name in the world of politics, and has led Jammu and Kashmir for decades. And now his son Omar Abdullah is the Chief Minister of the state, taking on the legacy and moving ahead. Rashid Khan now here on the 18th hole, coming up from the left side of the hole.
There could be no better news for a state than when the head of the state is a golfer. The game of golf can only but grow.
Absolutely, and a fond one at that. Apparently, Mr. Abdullah spends quite a few of his days during the week playing the sport. In fact, Omar Abdullah, when he hit the inaugural tee off, also gave it quite the whack.
Once again, the tiny green stands out. The water on the right as you approach it. It's a very daunting task.
Joshi putting for birdie here and leaves it just short of the hole. Can't call it in the jaws, but probably a foot within. Fairly small sized green over here on the 18th. Not a very large area to be dropping the ball at, and players are mostly hitting mid irons to wedges into this green, but they're mostly coming off the rough as well because of water hazards on the right side of the fairway. 450-yard hole, this 18th hole. And Rashid Khan is looking at a left-to-right putt over here. That ball should break about a cup or a cup and a half from the left.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rahul, but that green is sloping into the water.
Yes, it is. It certainly is.
Must be on the right side of the pin.
Well, the right side on this hole seems to be the left side of the pin. Rashid Khan might have overread that putt a wee bit, maybe a wee more than a wee bit. Always a very strong putter of the ball. Puts them all firm, slow greens or fast greens. That's just Rashid Khan. Brings his nature, no matter what kind of a green speed that you might give him. Chimana puts for par here after that chip from just short off the green. Yes, rolls it straight to the bottom of the cup, and Angad Chima closes with a par on the 18th. A great camaraderie there, and following the etiquettes of the sport of golf, shaking hands, removing their hats, the players as well as the caddies. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolutely fantastic day here, with the leader group just closing in on their third round's 18 holes, and leading the way is Kalin Joshi at 19 under par. Rashid Khan follows at 13 under par, and Ajitesh Sandhu at 11 under par. Shubham Jaglan at 9 under, tied alongside Angad Chima. Saptak Talwar and Kshitij Naved Kaul, the young guns, tied at 8 under par going into the final round. And Rahil Gangji, Om Prakash Chauhan, Harman Sachdeva, Mohammad Akbar Hussain and Stepan Danek, as well as Gaurav Pratap Singh at 6 under par, tying up on the 9th position. You have Farooq Abdullah obliging everyone with a bunch of selfies. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the third round's coverage of this tournament, the J&K Open. And as we will have now Valusha taking you through into the proceedings of the post round, and we will catch you again live here tomorrow for the final round of the J&K Open, the 5th edition of this tournament.
Welcome once again. What an exciting day of golf we have had here at the Royal Springs Golf Course. Nikhil, what a fantastic day. There was no stopping Kalin Joshi here. Day 3, 6 under. We have with us our very own Nikhil, who is going to tell us the finer details of golf. Nikhil, is there any stopping Kalin right now?
Well, at the moment, Valusha doesn't look like, because he's shot a 6 under again today. Gone up to 19 under, and he has a 6-stroke lead. There was a little bit of a threat in between when his lead was narrowed down by his nearest rivals behind him, especially by Angad Chima. But at the moment, he looks like he's in the driver's seat for sure.
Right, he is in the driver's seat, definitely looking very stable, but there was a lot of movement in the leaderboard as well.
There was a lot of movement. There were quite a few players, who are pursuing the leader, in pursuit of the leader, hot on his heels, such as Rashid Khan. He shot the day's best score of 7 under, taking his total to 13 under. He's next best. He's 6 shots behind the leader. Then there's Ajitesh Sandhu, another experienced campaigner, multiple winner on the DP World PGTI. He shot a 6 under today to take his score to 11 under. Still a big gap, but you never know what happens on the final day.
Absolutely. Saptak Talwar, I know that he's playing on this course for the very first time. He didn't have a very good start, but let me just tell you, DP World PGTI Leader of Merit 2026 had a great season of the first half, second half, and then today, 6 under.
Absolutely, Saptak is right up there. As I told you, you can't count him out. He's the DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader, and he's there for a reason, because he's had a consistent season. He's had the confidence of playing overseas on the Hotel Planner Tour, which is in Europe, which is played across Europe. He's earned his right to play there, and now he's in the race for the Order of Merit title that can inspire anyone to raise their level. And today, a 6 under, taking his total to 8 under. He is tied 6th at the moment, and not to be counted out for sure.
That's a great comeback. I want to ask you, it's beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous, this course. How different is this course to the rest of them in the country? Besides the fact that you can actually pluck an apple if you're hungry along the way.
That's right. We spoke about the beauty, the scenery. You're coming here for the first day. You might have been awestruck by this, I'm sure. What do you have to say about the beauty of this course?
I think the minute I landed here, it's just been absolutely breathtaking. Sorry, it did take my breath away there. So it's absolutely gorgeous. The course is just looking absolutely stunning. I hope that there are more tournaments, that that come here and repeats here time and time again.
Well, a big thanks to J&K Tourism for that, for partnering with us in staging this event. The government of Jammu and Kashmir and Shri Omar Abdullah, the current Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. And his father was here as well today, you know, on the course, the patron for golf in Kashmir, the driving force behind golf, Dr. Farooq Abdullah. He was here and he was cheering on the players. He's an avid golfer. He's played around the world. So, and a big crowd's turning out. We had a big gallery and we are expecting the same tomorrow as far as the other features of the course are concerned. You're right. A lot of fruit trees around.
Yeah.
And you started with, the apple trees, walnut trees, almond, water chestnut, mulberry, cherry. You can pluck out whatever you want. You can, the players, short of vitamin or proteins, they can just pluck it out from the trees.
Absolutely, Nikhil. I know you said that we had a gallery of people here today, but what you missed out is very important. We had a bear sighting here today.
There was a bear sighting indeed. That's a rarity here. And they saw a baby bear. This was reported to us by one of the groups finishing, a few minutes before we started this live telecast, this segment. And they told me that it was just about 50 yards away. So they're probably lucky. Very rare over here, I believe.
Yeah, so well, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I'm not sure how many of you are fans of Wizard of Oz, but that comes straight from the film. How do you see, Nikhil, the final day going?
Well, as I said, Khalin is in the driver's seat, but anything can happen. But one has to remember he's been in good form, he's been consistent, and he has that win under his belt earlier this year. So he'll be quite confident, but the others, very experienced. They can, on their day, they can topple the best, which includes Rashid Khan, who's second. He had a 7 under today, sign of things to come. Ajitesh Sandhu, 6 under, again, very experienced season, multiple titles under his belt. And Angad Chima, who's been winning recently, last year, he was a winner. He's at a total of 9 under. And Shubham also at 9 under. Shubham Jaglan, our rising star. So it's an exciting day lined up for us tomorrow.
Tomorrow is a whole new day, Nikhil. Just before we go, I want to ask you, you think there's a chance of an upset?
There could be an upset, but I think it's stacked heavily in favor of Khalin at the moment, as I see it.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Over to you guys in the comm box.
Much more animated.
But then I was like, my breath away.